have their birthday will receive gifts. But today, I have a gift for you. Hi, my name is Justin Kashmirchek, president and founder of The Universe. And today, we have an exciting platform to launch just for you, to enable you to pursue the dreams and the visions that you may have long since forsaken or time itself has destroyed. If you're a small business or entrepreneur, you have spent years focusing on developing your product, focusing on understanding your audience, and building something that can truly change the world. But one of the most difficult components for any small business, and for any business universally, is their digital presence. Today, we change all of that, promoting your website into an extraordinary universe app. For over 20 years, I've been working with clients, nonprofit organizations, for-profits, small businesses, large businesses, and they all have one thing in common. It's extraordinarily difficult for them to build and expand their digital presence. Why is it so difficult? Well, because things get very complicated. When emailing, you have DKIM keys and SPF, and every time a provider thinks that they know better than you, they change the standards. You could use one of those template websites and give your website that kind of modern look and feel while compromising your brand's integrity. Some of them don't offer a lot of features, where others have plugins that are out of date and cause you all sorts of mayhem down the road. Since I've been on this marble planet we call Earth, I have been pursuing my dreams and my visions, going forward to run that race and go to the end goal of accomplishing the tasks that I believe God has given me to accomplish. But unfortunately, doing so in this world seems extraordinarily complicated. Outside of laws and regulations that you may not even know existed, things like working with payment providers and emails and database management and all sorts of complicated digital components that'll make your entry into the digital space just overly complicated. Well, your competition seems to build some of these great, wondrous feats of engineering with unified login systems and authentication that seems to just work. And order management, but behind the scenes, they themselves have disjointed databases and disconnected components. Thus, the Universe platform was created. This solution will transform everything that you thought you knew about websites and app development. It starts with understanding fundamentally how the internet works. Before the 80s and graphical user interface, before that was a thing, each thin client would have just enough information to display the information that's being sent to it from a server. And only the exact information you need at the time you need it would be sent from the server to the thin client. This is the infrastructure that banks and systems across the world still use. Many run on old school programming languages like COBOL. And these components stood the test of time. Why? Because it's extraordinarily easy to just send packets of information down the line as opposed to re-rendering your presentation layer. Many websites have broken that paradigm by rendering complicated components that are rendered server-side and just downloading it to the client. Or worse, they're using outdated code and technology that hasn't really upgraded to a modern environment. Today, backed by new technology, the Universe utilizes the same design principle. Using already existing technologies and new concepts and innovations, we're able to take the information from a server and empower your device to do what it's designed to do. Render beautiful experiences, enabling both the server and the device to run a sustainable and efficient platform. Most advanced websites use a database to process information, things like how a web page is shown. However, none of this information is cached. It requires you to re-render the information and regather from the database, causing your page speed to be extraordinarily low. Recently, we invented a new technology that our clients have been using and are saying outperforms any website they've tried in the past. What we do is when you modify a website, instead of storing that information in the database and retrieving it every single time, we automatically take control of caching for you. Instead of you relying on plugins or other tools and other services, our platform takes control over that. That is a part of the design principle of, if it's difficult, let us handle the heavy lifting for you. This is how emails work in our system, effortlessly. This is how plugins integrate with the dashboard and create you a unique experience that allows you to run your entire business through the app. That's right, your website can now power your entire business infrastructure. And we don't make any decisions on how you should run your business. Instead, we empower you with brand new tools and brand new concepts to elevate your experience. Instead of your website just being this flat or barely updatable component, now it's a full dashboard with suites of tools designed just for you, by you, to run your business and help tell your story. And it all starts with defining everything. Many advanced applications use object-oriented code or polymorphism to describe the relationship between your data and classes and objects that use them. You can extend these classes and objects, but for the most part, these are compiled and baked into your environment. That is good for consistency, but it's not good for extensibility. Before object-oriented code, code was procedural. Memory would move in a sequential order, allowing you to do very great business logic. This is why, as mentioned before, banks use this type of technology as their infrastructure to ensure that every single penny is accounted for. That type of technology, plus object-oriented polymorphism, has been smushed together into the Universe platform to offer you the best of both worlds. The ability to do procedural logic in a consistent way while extending the system and allowing you to incorporate your own plugins, elements, dashboards, and going beyond just the standard website. Turn it into a fully featured Universe app. But before we go into that detail, let's describe the editor and Universe app elements. Elements are the building blocks that empower your website to be extensible and customized to you. Each element curated to be responsive, to adjust with the screen size of your choice, to allow your customers to interact with you on any screen that fits best for them. Not just mobile first or desktop first, but a mutual hybrid, allowing you to access all the information you would see on your desktop on mobile in a way that feels mobile friendly. Full-fledged reports are available on desktop and mobile. Every feature, every setting is available universally on desktop and mobile. So regardless what screen you have, you can see your entire website dashboard come alive, whether you're on the go or you're opening up a laptop and getting to some serious work. Elements are also extensible. You don't just change the colors of your website. You highlight your brand, allowing elements to feel consistent across websites, but custom to you. We also changed the ideologies behind how your brand is defined. Instead of using flattened images, we've embraced the SVG vectorized format. So you upload your image and immediately gets converted to the formats you need, and you never have to worry about it. Your icons come alive. Your logo is not static anymore, but it's the blueprints for your brand. The platform comes built with a whole suite of elements that enables you to tell your story right there with just a few touches of a button. But you can expand that by creating your own elements or installing plugins that allow you to expand the editor instantaneously. And all of that is built on a fundamental definition that we will describe in just a few moments. The technology behind elements is extraordinary. Most websites use a templating technology like EJS or PHP or some derivative thereof, allowing them to create HTML and curate it in such a way. React developers use JavaScript components to interact with the Shadow DOM and create whole new interactive experiences, but that can be complicated and hard to debug, and even more difficult for other users like yourself to create. We chose to standardize both these practices. We use a whole new way to describe information that is actually faster to process than XML. We call it Universe Apps JSON. Under the hood, UA-JSON feels very familiar to developers such as myself. But it also comes with huge performance gains. Through testing, we discovered that the XML processing that HTML does, and this is all behind-the-scenes work, we understand it's a little bit confusing, but HTML is an XML document. allowing namespaces and attributes to be defined through a very powerful schema system. This schema is well known and can communicate well across browsers and devices, enabling a Chrome browser and a Safari browser to interact on the same level. However, it's just basically an advanced text processor, requiring it to reread the information and add all these additional properties and components and all of this kind of bloatware that slows down page performance. We discovered that the JSON processor built into every device and every browser is far more capable and can do everything you need it to do in HTML. XML is very computational heavy, whereas JSON is built into every browser and device. In fact, some chips allow you to process JavaScript code or JSON code directly on their device, enabling faster performance than XML can provide, empowering your website to feel powerful, interactive, and state-aware. Just like everything in the universe, elements are extensible and customizable to you. You can create and curate your own, or agencies can upload templates and share them across universe apps. These elements are powerful features, all based on fields. Fields is a new schema technology designed from the ground up to enable consistent experiences across our elements, our dashboards, our plugins, API routes, and even more. Fields allows two components to talk on the same level, knowing what the attributes and properties are as opposed to trying to guess or read through documentation. Fields provides definition right there. It's both human readable and agentic readable, allowing API agents and humans to use the same tools to be able to interact with your app and other apps around the world. Fields empowers editor experience, enabling elements to define custom properties that enable you to tell your story and share rich information without having to go dig into the details and modify classes or styles. If you're a developer, you'll have access to modify the classes and styles directly, right from the editor. Whether you're extending a platform-based element or creating your own, or just changing the way it appears as it lands on the page, you're able to do so directly through the same schema technology that empowers our APIs, our plugins, our dashboards, and everything universally. Fields is truly powerful, and just like everything in the universe, extensible, empowering you to create your own properties and attributes and types that show right there on the editor by selecting the particular element or control you want to use. Fields not only empowers human development, but enables AI or agentic development to feel correct. I guess that seems hard to describe. Let's put it this way. During a recent test, an AI agent was able to build an entire app to someone's specifications. The login system was broken, and there were many security loopholes. Not to mention, user data was shared across the entire suite. They couldn't define what was user data and what was not, because when they attempted to modify this particular web app built in a popular AI agent, then it was extraordinarily difficult to try to go in there and figure things out. In the universe, each item has its own field schema and is powerful and rich. The documentation behind it enables agentic AI to be able to code websites and web applications instantaneously, adding new dashboards and new widgets and plugins and features. Fields empowers agentic AI, enabling you to create entire experiences instantly that are consistent across the platform, enabling the AI to experiment and try new animations while still staying on task and able to execute flawlessly. During a marketing campaign for one of our clients, we were able to use Agentic AI and the Universe app to build their experience in mere moments. Then our crack team of engineers, such as myself, was able to modify the code, fix things it didn't understand, and be able to partner with it. We're proud to stand behind Intrepid. Intrepid is our agentic AI platform that connects to your favorite large language model provider. It doesn't work on its own, but uses our descriptors your descriptors and connects directly into your app to understand how your business works and to expand the capabilities, empowering it with rich results as opposed to other agentic solutions which have to come up with everything from scratch. This one is steered to a perfect precision. It understands your dashboards, your plugins, your elements, your field schema, your data definitions that make your business stand above everyone else. It gets to know and understand how your business works, understands your brand, and knows how to tell your story. Intrepid is extraordinarily powerful, and during our tests, it has yielded some exceptional results. However, we understand there's a difference between how you'd run your Universe app and how I'd run your Universe app. So we're going to understand your business a little bit more and give Intrepid some time to grow. That's why Intrepid will be released later on this year. Now that you understand a little bit of the technology behind the Universe app platform, it's time to get to see it in action. Your Universe app is created in 3 parts. There's the front end, or the storefront for your story, and modified in the Universe App Studio. Once you log in to your Universe App Studio, it'll feel instantly familiar as widgets come to life on the page. You'll have access to the editor in several different categories, such as brand and reach, empowering you to connect with your customers and modify the components they interact with. But the Universe App Studio doesn't stop there, empowering magical solutions for business intelligence, enabling you to give more than just receipts and order tracking, but empower brand new experiences from this same universal dashboard. And a developer and agency can take it further, creating their own elements, curating their own plugins, integrating with the API, and talking directly to their Universe app using Universe App Studio Max, and empower the next generation of apps. I know we've covered a lot today, and it would be impossible for me to list all the features that we've poured into the Universe app platform. I personally have spent years developing this platform and various versions of it to understand a little bit about how websites should be made, not just to tell you how you should design your website. In fact, we have several design principles that uplifts your magical experience in the Universe App Studio. First, we want every single component to be completely extensible and customizable for you. We don't 100% understand your business, and we never will. We want to empower you with the tools to create your website and make it your own. That's why we say you're upgrading your website, upgrading your application, and converting it to a Universe app. A magical, brilliant experience as that next level or next step of your business. Not only do we want to make things that are customizable and extensible, we also want to make sure that everything in the universe is human readable. Not just AI empowered or not just for developers, but that anyone can understand a little bit of code and be able to make a huge world of difference. That's why in Universe App Studio Max, we empower you to create your own CSS, your own elements, your own plugins, your own dashboards, and everything you need to fully create the Universe app experience yourself. But for small businesses and entrepreneurs, we empower you to curate the experience using our platform or other plugin-provided elements that enhance and uplift the customer experience. Another fundamental principle of the Universe is we want to solve challenging problems, such as email handling, login security, payment processing, and more. We do all of this baked right into your Universe app experience. We want you to create your Universe app as your own personal digital presence. Not something that is difficult to use, but something that learns with you, grows with you, understands your business as you teach it how. Creating platforms like this takes time. That's why, beginning today, you'll be able to pre-order your experience, and it'll be available later on this year. Thank you for joining me, and I can't wait to see your story told through the lens of a Universe app.